Good morning. It's time for Precision Talk. I'm Marketing Manager Frank Olmsted with HTS Ag, and joining us this morning, President Adam Giddens. Good morning, Adam.
Good morning, Frank.
How we doing?
It's a fabulous day. We've been getting a lot of nice rains. We've had some heat to go with it. Summer's kind of winding down. Schools are getting ready to gear back up. And harvest is just around the corner.
It very much is. In fact, earlier this week, I went out on a bin install with John, one of our expert technicians, and I didn't realize how hard those guys work.
Right.
That is rough being up there. And if you forget sunscreen and the sun is just reflecting off the bin on you all day long,
double burn.
You get a good suntan.
Absolutely.
It's good to have a base layer before you get up there on those bins. But we've been busy here at the office as well. Kind of, I'm going to call us sort of blacksmiths because we're building tools.
You could call it that.
And we talked about it in previous weeks here on Precision Talk, but we've kindly got it put together in, I think, where we can get it, customer facing. So we have a section on our website on the homepage now at the top of the screen. It's the Farm Performance Center, and it's a very cool tool to use. So once you get there on htsag.com, you can click on Farm Performance Center, and that takes you right to the page.
Yes, and I love the way you've built this together, Frank, and dubbed the name Farm Performance Center, because that really explains what it is we're trying to do with all of the different tools that you and I have built over the last several weeks, months, years, if you think about the thought that's went into them. These are things we've thought of a long time ago and finally started getting some momentum on. But let's dive in, talk about the tools a little bit.
Absolutely. So once you get to the page, you're going to scroll down and you'll see kind of little brief write-ups on what exactly the tool will do. And we'll start on the left side in the Planter Performance Calculator, and that shoots you further down the page and lets you fill out your information. And maybe we should mention right off the top here is that this is your information. It stays with you. So we're not taking that information and we're not sharing that info.
Correct. And that is true with our privacy policy for all of the years that we've ever worked with any type of data for any customers. We do not ever share anybody's data. And really, Frank, this tool, the thing I really like about this is we've for years had spreadsheets that we've built and utilized for ROI calculators, payback calculators, trying to understand. But this really takes just a high-level view. It's a quick hit. It's not as in-depth, but it gives you an opportunity to put in some information about your planter, about what you're doing in your operation, and it just gives you kind of a ranking of how well you're doing compared to what else is out there on the market. Instead of an actual hard ROI, we still have those tools available, and we can certainly walk you through after you get your assessment, if you will, your score of your planter. We can walk you through and do a little more in-depth ROI calculation on the things that may be prudent to add to your operation. But that high-level hit is just an absolutely fantastic way for people to very quickly see, just by selecting some different practices of what type of downforce you have on your planter, how old is the technology on your planter, some basic information about the population monitoring, and just some of those types of things that really start to help you understand how well your planter is doing compared to the best out there.
Absolutely. So once you fill in your information and you click Calculate My Planter Score, it gives you a score of where your planter falls on the efficiency scale. And then you can go down and you can see the areas and where you can improve and what you can do. And it even suggests some opportunity areas on what you can get in order to get your planter up to snuff, so to speak. So if we start back at the top, we have another tool there, the grain storage loss calculator. And that one, I think, is pretty valuable because it shows you a return on investment when it comes to grain management. And that's kind of hard to see because it's not realized right away. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. It's always harder to see a savings for something that you didn't have to spend the money for, or something that maybe didn't directly cost you. And grain is a perfect example of that. If we overdry the bottom of a grain bin, nobody had to write a check for that.
Right.
It's just money you never saw, and you didn't realize it had leaked out of your income stream because we overdried it. So it's a double whammy. We spent too much on electricity to overdry the grain to then sell less weight. So you get punished from both angles, and this tool really kind of helps highlight that and show you where you're losing the money and how we can help solve for that.
And then we've went through several iterations of this calculator, and one of the favorite things that you suggested was the soybean rehydration opportunity.
Yes.
So it's very practical to do that, and with this, it actually will let you figure out if the juice is worth the squeeze, so to speak, when it comes to rehydrating soybeans.
Yes, and so this is something Iowa State University Extension has published some great data about rehydrating soybeans. We've, of course, been doing it for years as well, but it's one of those things that still leaves people with kind of an uneasy feeling, and rightfully so. The secret to rehydrating soybeans is you want to do it slowly. We don't want to add a bunch of moisture all at once, but if you run the fans in the ideal windows, we can slowly add some moisture back to the soybeans, and over a period of time, we can effectively rehydrate the beans in the bin.
Absolutely. And with that, we're going to skip down on the calculator list, and that's going to go to the brand new EMC tool that you've created. And this one is very, very cool.
Yeah, so the question is always, when should I run my fan? And so we tried to kind of expand and build on that. There's been a lot of EMC calculators out there. EMC is equilibrium moisture content. And that's just a mathematical calculation of temperature and humidity based on grain type. And so many of those free tools exist. We wanted our tool to be a little easier to use. So instead of having to go find the weather information and type it in, you can just put in your zip code and get the weather. And that's kind of step one on the tool. It pulls local conditions. Then you put in some information about what your goals are with the grain and the target. And finally over to pick what type of fan you have. Once you've got all that selected, you're going to get some information not only of what the EMC is, but some suggestions. I wouldn't even necessarily be brave enough to call them recommendations, but suggestions on if you should or shouldn't run your fan, and some information to back that up. You want to go a step farther, we can even try and calculate a forecast for the next 3 days. Simply provide us with an email address and we'll unlock that forecast for you. And so that's all right there on the page and very easy to use.
And I think that's one of those tools where you're so used to just turning on the fans after you get it in the bin. This is kind of a safety check on whether or not you should be, and just going through there and getting some knowledge and finding out barometric pressures and all the stuff that you could pull. So the next calculator, we're going to go back up in the harvest performance assessment, and since that one's coming right up, we're going to.
Harvest is right around the corner.
And this one I think is very, very cool as well. You just put in your operational basics, your harvest capacity, any guidance or row tracking that you might have, yield confidence, and then you calculate again your harvest score, and it'll tell you where you're at and if you've got areas that you can improve on.
All of these things are things that we've tried to help share and educate our customers with over the years. This is really what we've strived to do, is to help our customers better understand where technology plays a role in the farm operation. So, Frank, what are we charging for all this?
This stuff, I couldn't figure out the paywall, so it's free.
It's free?
It's free.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Absolutely. And all you got to do is go to the Performance Farm Performance Center on our website, htsag.com. You can take a look at all of these calculators and run through them yourself. We didn't even get to the Cornhead Guidance ROI calculator, which is very, very handy, and that can come in real clutch, especially this time of year, taking a look at it and getting any improvements that need to be made before a harvest actually kicks off in the next, I'm going to say, 40 days.
Yeah, we're down to weeks now, so it's coming right up.
And then the Planner Technology Return on Investment Calculator is another handy one. It just, again, you input your information and it'll spit out some suggestions on where any shortcomings might be in your planner technology.
Our goal has really been to try and build tools that are useful, and build them out in a way that people can access them and get to that information. And give us a call, and we'd be happy to help guide you through these tools or help you understand or decipher the information that they're able to give you, and to implement some of these valuable changes to your operation to make your operation more profitable.
Absolutely, and more efficient as well. And
Yeah.
you know, efficiency leads to profitability. So that's one of our main goals here at HTS Ag. So if you have any questions, again, visit the website htsag.com. You can scroll through and look at a lot of information there on the website, but the Farm Performance Center is what you're going to be looking for. It's right up there at the top on the toolbar. So for more information on this and other things, you can find it again on the website htsag.com, or you can follow us on Facebook, X, LinkedIn, YouTube, Instagram, all at HTS Ag. Thanks, Adam.
Thank you.